Good evening. Thank you. The musical entertainment was provided by Paul Hignan. He always does an excellent job. Give him a hand clap. So good evening, scholars, family members, friends, and guests, and welcome to the 25th Annual Florissan Valley Emerging Scholars Awards Banquet. I am Carolyn Fuller, reading faculty member. I'm honored to serve as the Emerging Scholars Committee co-chair with my other committee members. This year's Master of Ceremony is Dwayne Morgan. The Emerging Scholars Banquet and May Commencement are my favorite events of the year because we come together to celebrate student success. I'm very proud to be a part of honoring the 2020 Emerging Scholars from the Florissan Valley campus. I would like to introduce the campus president and chief academic officer of the Florissan Valley campus, Dr. Elizabeth Perkins, who will officially welcome everyone tonight.
Welcome again, everyone, to St. Louis Community College at Florissan Valley, and thank you to the Emerging Scholars Committee for asking me to join you this evening. As mentioned, I'm Elizabeth Gassel Perkins, and I am honored to be Flo Valley's campus president. Before we begin, I would like to introduce several members of our audience that we are very excited to have with us here this evening. If you wouldn't mind, please stand as your name is called so that we may greet you. I'm happy to begin by welcoming our guest speaker for this evening, the Honorable Ella Jones, Mayor of Ferguson, and our Ferguson Councilwoman, Phaedra Nelson. Both of whom, by the way, are alumni. So thank you so much for all of your support. We are grateful to you for your commitment to our region, our city, and of course, your commitment to our college and its incredible students. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is also my pleasure to introduce you to our Board of Trustee members, Dr. Craig Larson, and Trustee Mary Lupke. I would also like to introduce our Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Andrew Langrare. Thank you all so much for being here. And now on to our campus leadership. Our Dean of Liberal Arts, Janice Kittenge, sends her regards. She could not join us tonight, but she did want you all to know that she was thinking of you. Please welcome our Vice President of Student Success, Julie Massey, and our Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, Dr. Stephen White. Thank you all for your commitment to our students and your leadership of our college. Of course, thank you to our committee chair, Dr. Carolyn Fuller. Hey, Carolyn. And thank you for being willing to take on this incredible task and for your leadership over all of this work. The Emerging Scholars Committee members will be introduced in just a moment, but I wanted to say thank you to each of you for going above and beyond to honor our students and to make this evening so special. A special thanks also to Shonda Walker for dedicating time from our office for making this event such a success. So thank you, Shonda. Shonda took on a lot of the tasks that I used to do for the committee, so I'm eternally grateful to her for doing all of that work. Of course, it is also my distinct pleasure to welcome the guests of honor tonight, all of our emerging scholars. And it is also my pleasure to honor their faculty mentors, parents, spouses, children, friends, loved ones, and siblings, and of course, the Florissan Valley faculty, staff, and students who are joining us here tonight. This event is all about our emerging scholars, and even though you'll be honored later this evening individually, I would like for you all to stand as a group so that we may welcome you. Congratulations on being recognized as one of the most academically talented leaders on our campus. Recognition as an emerging scholar is no small honor. In fact, very few students are given this designation, as you can see from the few numbers that stood, as it requires an incredible amount of dedication to reach this achievement. For this, you and your loved ones should be exceedingly proud. I hope that you pause for just a moment to really think about what's happening here tonight. Your loved ones are here to thank you for the hard work you are putting in to elevate your entire family by modeling an example of diligence and intelligence. Your faculty, staff, administration, and trustees are here to thank you for giving them your very best day in and day out. And I am here to thank you for working to make STLCC a better, more vibrant place to learn. Thank you for working to uphold the standards of merit that make a college worth attending. So from all of us to all of you, thank you. And with that, I will turn the program back over to you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful celebration of your excellence. I am honored and humbled to be among your greatness.
Thank you, Dr. Perkins. Before I ask the other committee members to stand, I would like to say thank you for the work you've done to make this day a reality. Please stand as I call each of your names. Our committee and co-chair and master of ceremony, Dwayne Morgan, coordinator of student orientation and transition. Shonda Walker, assistant to the campus president. She's in the back. We could not have done this without Shonda's assistance. Pamela Wilson, with counseling, was unable to be with us this evening, but she played a vital role in organizing this event as well. Also, Dr. Linda Collins, who is retiring this year, was a very important part of this process too. Rita Pernick in mathematics. Rita, would you please stand? And in the back, Laura Westhoff with business services. She's always been so helpful and willing to always stand in and do whatever is asked of her. And Lynn Selders with business administration. Lynn, would you please stand? And Karana Phillips. I don't think Karana was able to make it this evening, but she's a part of distance learning. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize. And at this juncture, I would like to take a moment to recognize Florissan Valley Emerging Scholars founding members, Mr. Otis Beard, Ms. Carol Edwards, and Ms. Mary Lawberg. And at this time, I will turn the microphone over to Dwayne Morgan.
Thank you, Professor Fuller. This year, we are recognizing faculty members who contributed greatly to the success of our Emerging Scholar students over the years. First recipient is Dr. Linda Collins. Dr. Collins holds a degree in history from the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. She has taught at various institutions of higher education before finally coming to St. Louis Community College at Florissan Valley. She has a well-established reputation for being a compassionate and concerned educator. She won the Courageous Educator Award in 2018, awarded by the Educators for Social Justice Group. She has been involved in various campus activities and has served on numerous committees during her tenure here at the college. We appreciate her diligence and dedication to St. Louis Community College community, particularly to the Emerging Scholars Committee. We wish her continued success and best of luck in her future endeavors. Dr. Collins regrets that she will not be able to attend. Dr. Fuller will be accepting this award on her behalf. Next, we have Ms. Sharon North. Sharon is a recently retired professor of mathematics at St. Louis Community College. She taught gateway mathematics courses including pre-calculus, quantitative reasoning, introduction to statistics, college algebra, and calculus. Sharon has been recognized with several teaching awards, including the Emerson Teaching Excellence Award, the David L. Underwood Lecture Award, and the Governor's Excellence in Teaching Award. She has served in leadership roles as a mathematics department chair, a district-wide developmental educator coordinator, Center of Teaching and Learning coordinator, and a global education coordinator. Professor North was not able to join us this evening. Once again, Dr. Fuller will be accepting this award on her behalf. Finally, we have Dr. Carlos Blanco. Dr. Blanco has been with St. Louis Community College for over 20 years and has worked with thousands of developmental students. He's been nominated on several different occasions as a mentor to emerging scholars over the years. We appreciate all of his dedication and commitment to providing excellent instruction and guidance. He is retiring this year, and we wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. Dr. Blanco regrets not being able to attend as well. Once again, Dr. Fuller will be accepting this award on his behalf. And now we will move on to the celebration for tonight's 2021 Emerging Scholar Award recipients. It is such a pleasure for all of us to serve on the Emerging Scholars Committee because it is an opportunity to acknowledge the successes of students who are too often unrecognized for their academic achievement. Emerging Scholars are students who completed coursework in 2 or more developmental prerequisite areas, English, math, or reading, successfully completed 24 or more credit hours college-level coursework here at Florissan Valley, and achieved a 3.5 or better GPA. This is quite an accomplishment since most of these students work full or part-time jobs while juggling their family and other responsibilities with school. Anytime an instructor meets a student in the classroom, he or she must remember that each and every student has a story to tell. The annual Emerging Scholars Award Banquet gives each of us the opportunity to hear a few of these stories that are truly inspirational. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Fuller back to the microphone to introduce tonight's keynote speaker.
Thank you, Dwayne. Our keynote speaker is Mayor Ella Jones. She is an American chromatographer, and we all were debating exactly what is that. That's such an impressive title. Pastor and politician who serves as the 12th mayor of Ferguson, Missouri, sworn in June 2nd of 2020. A member of the Ferguson City Council, Jones is the first African American and woman elected mayor of the city. Mayor Jones graduated from St. Louis Community College, Florissan Valley. She also earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in chemistry from the University of Missouri at St. Louis. Prior to entering politics, Mayor Jones was a high-pressured liquid chromatographer. She worked at Washington University School of Medicine and KV Pharmaceutical before becoming sales director with Mary Kay. In April of 2015, Jones was elected to the Ferguson City Council as the first African American elected to the council, representing Ward 1. In February of 2020, Jones was selected to serve on the United States Environmental Protection Agency Local Government Advisory Committee. In June of 2020, Jones defeated fellow council member Heather Robnett, and Jones succeeded incumbent James Knowles III, a Republican who was unable to seek re-election due to term limits. On June 17th of 2020, Jones was sworn in as the first Black and female mayor of Ferguson. Join me in welcoming Mayor Ella Jones.
Good evening, everyone. Ooh, this mic is sweet. I just would like to say thank you to my good friend, LaRonda Wilson, who insisted and persisted that I be here tonight. So I know she's not here, she's with her family. So just want to thank her, and I had an opportunity to meet Dr. Carolyn Fuller. Also, I'd like to thank all the faculty and staff and the students for extending an invitation for me to be your guest speaker for your 25th Annual Emerging Scholar Banquet. I am very excited to be here tonight because I graduated from Florissan Valley Community College, and I'm going to date myself, in 1982. Yeah, it's been a long time. I received an associate's in arts degree in general education, and I later pursued a bachelor's degree from the University of Missouri St. Louis in chemistry. I have been asked to focus on 3 topics of interest that are imperative to our future as citizens from various communities. The topics are civic engagement, hope for the city of Ferguson, my overall social activism. First, let's take a look at civic engagement. As we unpack this request on civic engagement, we realize that it is the lifeline for our communities to prosper and to grow. Civic engagement is the price all of us should pay to function as families, friends, co-workers, and the list can go on. What is civic engagement? We can define it as working to make a difference in civic life of one's community. We must educate everyone we know concerning the issues that are facing our community, and it is critical that we know who are our local, state, and congressional leaders. One of the most important aspects of civic engagement is voting. It's voting. It is voting. We must register everyone we come in contact and know to vote. If we want to have a voice, if we want to change the way our local government is running, the way the United States is run, we must go and vote. How many of you all had an opportunity to participate in the 2020 census and understood the importance of the 2020 census? What does civic engagement look like? You can start a group that is willing to discuss education, envision, and dialogue among friends, families, neighbors, and work with your neighborhood associations, or even start a block unit to encourage people to participate in their future. And you must know why you want to get involved and make a difference in your community. Secondly, you can volunteer on a campaign to learn more about public service. How many of you are aware of Senate Bill 26, the Police Bill of Rights, which was truly agreed and passed last legislative session? Senate Bill 26 speaks on the scope and types of disciplinary actions which require compliance with the investigation and interrogation conditions of police officers. Senate Bill 26 looks at how anonymous complaints are and should be handled. The Police Bill of Rights interact with the current collective bargaining system, and most of your municipalities are going to have to look at their personnel manuals and change it. This is one bill we need to take a closer examination of and find out how it's going to impact our lives. The second topic of interest that I'm addressing is the Centers of Hope for the City of Ferguson. My hope for the city of Ferguson, the region, even though we are diverse, is that all citizens are treated with respect and have a good quality of life. You may have heard recently in Ferguson, in the apartment complex that used to be Canfield Green, is now called Pleasant Valley View, where they were planning on evicting 80 families. I had to get up and speak out because that is something that is inhuman. We are not in the business of allowing people to be put out on the streets. We need to learn how to stabilize our neighborhood and sustain them and improve them by allowing to have rules and regulations to manage property and landlords. Senior citizens, you can judge a town, a municipality, or a city on two things: how they take care of their seniors and how they treat their youth. And in Ferguson, our goal is to develop and build a senior citizen facility for our seniors to age in place. Some of you may know that Ferguson is under a consent decree. And the purpose of the consent decree is to develop a new way of policing and how courts interact with people. You may have seen Elliot Davis on Tuesday night, where he came to Ferguson and spoke to our municipal judge. Right now, Ferguson cannot issue a warrant on anyone. And I'm excited about that. We work hard with the DOJ to have that to happen. If you get a ticket in Ferguson and you don't pay for it, your license will have a lien against it. And when you do come to court to pay your ticket, then your license will be released. If you get stopped again for a traffic violation, they will issue a warrant if you already have a lien on your driver's license. This is the only way we're going to have to start improving our community. I believe in social economic development. We have been working with the Washington University School of Social Work, and the project is to create a better way where we can have intern students come in and live in these apartment complexes where there are underprivileged children living. And the third topic I would like to talk about, my overall social activism, and I can sum it up very easily. I have with me tonight Councilwoman Phaedra Nelson, and she always laughs. And what we do, Phaedra is the Healthy Schools, Healthy Community Director at the Emerson Family YMCA. And I had a call one day, and one of the residents called me about the children playing in the streets, and every time you turn around, you know how seniors get, we forget that we were young at one time. And so they would call the police on these kids. And so I took Phaedra over to Ward 3, and I say, Phaedra, help me make a difference over here. These children do not have a playground. And I'm just excited about Phaedra simply because she went out and she raised $150,000 to have a playground built in Ward 3. In closing, I just want to say, if you are a public servant, it's important for you to be a servant leader. And it's very important that you mentor someone and bring them up along beside you. So when it's time for you to leave, you have someone to take your place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Jones. That was truly inspiring, and we appreciate your participation in honoring our emerging scholars tonight. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the formal recognition of our award recipients. When I call your name, I ask that you and your mentor please approach the podium to receive your award, as well as our trustees. Our first emerging scholar is Iola Knox. Iola mentor is Professor Alita Kraja. Professor Kraja states that Iola is one of those students that we at St. Louis Community College, and especially here at Florissan Valley, are very fortunate to have in our midst and in the community. Ms. Knox has been an outstanding A student throughout her time. She is an honors student, a leader, and role model in the class and on campus. She became a very active member of the Missouri Society of CPAs, becoming eligible for one of their most prestigious scholarships, and bringing a new voice and perspective to this association of accounting professionals in the state of Missouri. It has been my honor to have witnessed her progress and success, and I am humbled she considers me as someone who helped her, who she already is, a star student and scholar. You go, girl. I am so proud of you. Our next scholar is Janice Kittenge. Her mentors are Timothy Lathan and Mr. Gary Ford. Professor Layton states, "It's not surprising to hear Janice did so well in so many classes here at STLCC. She has all the qualities of a successful student and leader. Her academic success comes from a genuine desire to learn. She focused on the importance of the material more than grades, which of course led to good grades. Yet it is her leadership qualities that makes Janice stand out. Her classmates always wanted her to edit their papers, not only because they knew she was a good writer, but because they knew she would give them thoughtful feedback. One of the greatest gifts we can offer is our full attention. Janice understands that, and that's one reason she has been and will continue to be so successful." Mr. Ford's comments. There are several attributes to being a successful student and individual that Janice presents. She is diligent, hardworking, well-organized, and a highly motivated individual. She presents a strong work ethic, conscientious attitude, and high level of initiative toward her classroom assignments. She is very mature with a cheerful personality who freely interacts with her classmates and other individuals that she encounters. She is steadfast and determined in achieving her academic and life goals, and will seek advice that contributes toward her success in the classroom. Next is Jaleesa Williams. Her mentors are Rashawn Henry and Maurice Davis. Mr. Henry states, "Jaleesa is a total embodiment of what we strive for our students. Jaleesa is a testament to what hard work and dedication can achieve, not only here at St. Louis Community College, but in future endeavors and accomplishments." Mr. Davis states, "The things that makes Jaleesa such a success is her resilience. Jaleesa, regardless of what obstacles, finds an intrinsic motivation to keep going. She accomplishes her dreams and goals. She is such a positive spirit and has a can-do attitude that is admirable. I'm so proud of her determination and diligence to her educational pursuits." Our next scholar is Lucy Kiyu. Her mentor, Ms. Warren Jackson, states, Lucy is a very dedicated student with an admirable work ethic. She sets her sights on a goal and does not deviate from it. With her natural intelligence and willingness to give 100%, the sky is the limit for Lucy. Our next scholar is Agnes Cachuy. Her mentors are Mr. Christopher Storr and Professor Brian Bozek. Chris comments are Agnes remains a dedicated student with great passion for her future role as a member of the healthcare community. I believe the last time we spoke, she had narrowed her choice to a couple of programs and was going to pursue additional information through the Forest Park campus. Although she faced obstacles outside the academic arena, her undeterred positive attitude always dominated any conversation. No matter what the circumstances, Agnes always exuded grace, poise, and kindness. She possessed a genuine maturity regarding her interaction with colleagues, which I am sure will be reflected in her future clinical duties. She had a great respect for the material that was taught in anatomy and physiology and remained enthusiastic regarding how she would be able to apply that knowledge in the future. This also translated into her continued drive to learn more about the clinically related components of the course. As an instructor, she reminds me of why education in this arena has such an impact while always providing the great satisfaction that comes from someone who appreciates it and is able to realize their full potential. I expect great things from Agnes, and I know she will be an asset to the healthcare community and continue to excel in the endeavors she pursues. Professor Brian Bozek states, I had the pleasure of teaching Agnes in both face-to-face and live virtual lecture settings. As opposed to many students, Agnes made the transition to our online class seamlessly and earned A's in both classes. During our face-to-face class, I was especially impressed by how interested she was in helping those around her. In both settings, Agnes regularly participated in class discussions and turned in flawless work. She exemplifies the very best our school has to offer. Agnes will flourish in any endeavor she chooses after she leaves St. Louis Community College. Finally, we have Vanessa Hurtado. Professor Rita Pernick stated that I really enjoyed having Vanessa in my algebra class. She was one of the best students, always hardworking and conscientious. I greatly appreciate that she wanted to understand why things work the way they do, not just how. It's the students like Vanessa that makes me love teaching. Unfortunately, Vanessa was not able to join us this evening. A member of our committee will accept the award on her behalf. Congratulations to all of our 2021 Emerging Scholars. In just a moment, Dr. Andrew Langler will announce the Emerging Scholar of the Year Award. But we first ask that after the presentation concludes, the scholars stay for a group photo. Dr. Langler, would you please join me at the podium?
Thank you, Dwayne, and it's my privilege tonight to introduce the Emerging Scholar of the Year. So without further ado, the Florissan Valley 2021 Emerging Scholar of the Year Award goes to Iola Knox. Congratulations, Iola, for your academic accomplishment. Please take a photo, and then Iola has prepared a few remarks for the audience.
Hello, everybody. So I would like to thank you all for choosing me as the 2021 Emerging Scholar of the Year. I appreciate you all for acknowledging my accomplishments. I remember when I decided to go back to college in 2019, I was so nervous. I had been out of school since 2011, so I was not sure if I could do it. I was not sure that I would be able to balance out taking classes, working a full-time job, being a mother of one son, Elijah, and continue to take care of myself as a woman. There was so much running through my mind about what I should do. It was either me going back to college or continue working jobs I didn't like. I eventually decided to make a sacrifice and sign up for classes. It was 2 days before my first class, and I believed that I was prepared. I had my laptop, book bag, and everything that was needed for class. I remember receiving a phone call that day. My brother had passed away. At the time, I felt that it was a sign for me not to go to school anymore. Even though my family and I were going through a loss and my life had changed suddenly, something in me told myself to push through no matter what, and I did exactly that. And I've made it this far. In the beginning of my journey in college, I knew I wanted a degree in accounting, but for all the wrong reasons. I just wanted to make more money at the time, which I still do, but now I want this for both me and my son. The days have not been easy, but I know they'll be worth it. Lately, it has been more late nights and early mornings for me that I know will pay off. Even with my busy schedule, in 2019, I started my women's empowerment nonprofit group called The Safe Room, which is my second baby. It is for me to tell my story and to show women that no matter what battles come their way, that it's okay to take a break, but to keep going. Next year of December of 2022, I will have completed my last class to receive my associates in accounting. I plan to apply for interns. Thank you. I plan to apply for interns and eventually work as an accountant at an accounting firm. I am so ready to see what my journey will be after college, and I'm sure you all will continue hearing and seeing my name in the future. This quote has helped me, and I would like to share it with you all. Find your purpose, love yourself, make your dreams a reality, and thank God every day. Again, I want to thank you all so much for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Knox, for sharing your story with us. And again, congratulations to all of our emerging scholars. Program awards are funded through donations to the St. Louis Community College Foundation. They're designated for the Florissan Valley Emerging Scholars. And we would like to thank our many donors. If you would like to donate to the Emerging Scholars Fund, we have donor cards available at the back table. Lastly, before you depart for the evening, please feel free to take a to-go dinner with you. We ask that you wait, excuse me. We ask that you wait until a member of our committee instructs you to join the catering line. Scholars, please meet here at the STLCC backdrop for a group picture when the program concludes. To officially close out tonight's celebration, I would like to invite to the podium Julie Massey, Vice President of Student Success.
Wow, so Iola, that's a tough act to follow, thanks. I can't wait to see where your story goes too. So thanks to everybody for being here to celebrate our Emerging Scholars program. And thanks to all of you for the support that you have given to our emerging scholars to see them where they are today and to continue on their journey with them. It certainly does take a village, and I'm glad that we're all in this village together. I want to end by saying, because I know I'm what's standing in between you and that wonderful to-go meal, is that our mission here at the college is expanding minds and changing lives. And often we think of that mission of what we do for our students, but it's really also what our students do for us. So thank you all tonight for sharing your stories, because you each have your own, and for expanding our minds and changing our lives through the work that you've done here. So thank you all, and congratulations on your success.
If we can have our scholars come to the STLCC backdrop, we can take our group picture at this time.